Good evening, everyone. I want to echo what Felice did say. She said, thank you all for coming and being here tonight and sharing in this great, wonderful evening. All right. If you don't know me, I am Chris's wiser and slightly older brother. One thing you should know, they're very nervous about what I'm going to say. There's been a lot of topic of conversation about what I would or wouldn't say. I did have an entire speech planned out and had it all worked out, and then I was informed that I had to be nice to my baby brother, Chris. Well, I was threatened that if I wasn't nice, there'd be consequences, so. But I don't listen, no, just kidding. I wouldn't do that to you, Chris, or Felice, so. That's the basic situation. What I originally had written was more like a roast instead of a toast. So, well, it's true. But I did change that. So, one thing I want to share with you that you might not know, Felice isn't aware of this either. Chris has always been the baby brother to me. My whole life, everyone in the family has been taking care of Chris. It's always like, be nice to Chris, don't pick on Chris, leave Chris alone. Every like holiday for a gift giving or for a birthday, for say, it's like you buy them the essentials: toothpaste, toothbrushes, underwear, socks. And it's like you're taking care of a young child. And that's been going on since, and my mother can attest to that, since he's been 40 years old. You're still doing that for him. So at this point, I would like to make an announcement or clarification. Felice, you are now Chris's babysitter. That's how this is going to be. Mom, you're off the underwear duty. No more underwear duty for you, Mom. Sorry. So if you can figure out his size and all that, you can take care of it. Okay. A couple things that you probably didn't know. Did you know that Chris was in a band when he was younger? No, you didn't, no. He was in a band, yes he was. He was the lead singer of the band. You probably haven't thought about this for about 38 years. There was a band, and his brother Scott was the drummer in the band. Yeah, what? You guys didn't know that. Now here's the sad part of the band. The band's name was the Peter Rollers. Chris liked Peter Frampton, so Peter, and Scott was a big, huge fan of the Bay City Rollers. So it became the Peter. No one asked me. He's been strange for years. The Peter Rollers. That's it. And for Jack, for his kids who don't know, the Bay City Rollers are wimpier than Justin Bieber. So that's pretty. They like to joke on him for that. So. Let me see what else maybe you didn't know about. Oh yeah, there was a time Scott was a BMX bike rider, and what he used to do was he'd have a little ramp in the yard, he'd get all his speed up and he'd jump over things, you know. And so finally one day I come home in the driveway and I see the ramp here, and Scott's, you know, at the other end of the driveway, he's getting all his speed up, and there's like 5 or 6 kids laid out that he's jumping. Now that seems wrong in itself, but Chris was always the last one in the line. That's the truth. And they actually were going to put a show on at the local. We have a big feast in a small little town, but they were going to put a show on. I believe they were going to charge money, but the police found out about it and said, no, you can't jump your brother like that. And it was like a world record jump, and there were a little storyline telling there. So, but that's true though. That is true. We had a house in Florida down here we owned, and there was always a debate, discussion, problem going on with who would do the chores at the house. And when it came down to every discussion, Chris wasn't pulling his weight. So we had to make a contract. That's how bad it got, a contract, to where everyone had to sign and agree to it. So one day, my father comes home and he pulls up in the car and he sees a guy out in the yard mowing the yard, and he said, "Who are you?" "Oh, I'm the guy Chris hired to mow the lawn." Like, well, how old are you, like 17? You couldn't mow the lawn at 17? Oh my God. I got more. There's more. Another thing, some people might think this is genius, or some people might think this is silly. When Chris was very young, he didn't like getting up in the morning to get ready for school. So what he would do was, he would dress himself in his school clothes the night before and wear them to bed. So he was ready to go to school the next day. Now, it was a Catholic school, so he had a tie on, and he had, you know, a little bizarre, but it is true. True, right? Yeah, see, that's true. She's telling, I wouldn't make that up. I do have a story I have to share with you that you probably don't, I don't think you're aware of the outcome, but I knew this, and this is a great time to share this with you. Chris was an entrepreneur when he was, you know, young, 17 years old. He raised Rottweilers with this big illusion or dream of making a lot of money selling them and breeding them and what have you. So basically they had like money to go to the store. Chris would come back with enough food for one sandwich and $50 worth of dog food all the time. So one day the dogs disappeared. They ran away and we never saw them again, right? One of the dogs ran away, yeah. Okay, I'm going to share this with you at this moment so you know this. My father's laughing at this, but he let the dog out. He opened the door and said, "Get them." He chased the dog out the door. We never saw the dog. One time he was eating a steak at the table and the dog came up and took the steak, and he was like, he had enough of that. That's a true story, Chris, by the way. I'm getting there, okay. That wasn't me. I wasn't even there. On a serious note, I want to talk to my baby brother about a very serious topic, and I want to share this out with you. It's fornication. For an occasion such as this, it is best that everyone drink and drive responsibly. I heard that one time, I thought it was funny, so I thought I'd throw it in there. There's more. On this very special occasion, very serious, I want you to know there's a lot of special people in Chris's and my life and Scott's life that we grew up with that are shining down on us today. I'll pinch myself. I knew this would happen. We have my father, our father. We have Flip and Anna Jewel. We have Poppy, Bill, and a special one, Anna Jen, who we call our Grammy. I called her our Grammy. She was an angel in our lives. She was a true hero, someone we respected, admired, and loved. You may say it's a coincidence that the week that she passed, these two met. It's not. She had something to do here before she left, and she did it. Bring you two together. And she was amazing like that. Always putting everybody else first. And you know it's true. It makes so much sense. Also, I know Dad's looking down on you today. Very happy. Maybe a little shocked, but he's happy, you know. And I'm a little shocked too. Also very happy for you too. So, and also your mom here. I've never seen her more excited, anticipating this and looking forward to this great day. Very excited to see you, her little baby boy, get married. Have all her three sons. It's like every mother's dream to be there when their sons get married. I am going to actually do the unheard of. I am going to quote Meatloaf. No, really, I'm going to quote Meatloaf. First time ever in history someone's going to do that. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. You'll never get that, but there's some people in this room that know that that's directed toward them. Oh, what more can I say? I want to happily welcome Felice to the Ferrata family. She's very welcome and appreciated. I have never seen Chris any happier than he is right now, doing any better than he's ever done right now, smiling more than he's ever smiled, and that's all due to Felice. So, and bring them glass. So if you have a glass at this time, I'd ask you to please raise your glass and toast to a life of laughter and happiness. And just one other thing I want to state for this day. It is official. On this particular day, Chris will be breaking up with Dale Earnhardt Jr. There'll be no more love. Thank you, that's all I have.
I'm not sure I can follow up with that.